court women anymore. I feel like women my age, we don't experience or we didn't experience the courting phase. Like women back in the day, they got to experience that. Like you got to think about women back in the day. Those men wasn't old, but those men was stepping up. Do you hear me? They don't do that anymore. They want to take you to a hookah lounge and then take you home. Well, since when? And then after that, y'all together. Y'all date. Y'all a couple. Like, I thought we were supposed to court for a couple months to see if we even compatible. I need to see you when you mad, when you sad, when you happy. I need to see you when you broke. I need to see you when you up. I need to see different variations of you before I say you mine. Because then when we get together and I turn out to be a psycho, you looking at me like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, I've been this person. You didn't know because you got with me after a fucking month. After you took me to the hookah lounge. And we ate chicken wings.
I think because women from back in the day got courted because that was the thing to do back then with women of that sort of kind of caliber. It's a right to accept that you're not the same, right? You're not women from back in the day. There's so many different socioeconomic pressures that changed the type of women we have today. It also changed the men. That like a behavior persists because the reward persists. I don't have to do these things to get what I want because you're not those women from back in the day. If you required that, then you would get that from men. Sometimes it's really just that simple, right? It's really just that simple. But before we do a deeper dive into this, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss new uploads. Still trying to do 2 a day, keep the streak alive. Uh, Probably, yeah, it'd be half a year of doing 2 a days. But like I said, women, and you hear this a lot, right? We all can be honest. We hear this a lot about women complaining that men don't court. Simple, just right. If we could be and have an honest, frank conversation for a second, right? And this is for men. A lot of these things that we do or did was because to get the attention of a woman, right? You know, when you were younger, you wanted the car, the flashy car, because you wanted to get the attention of women because you thought that is what women responded to. So you did that. If the woman that you were desirous of responded to a certain stimuli, you would exhibit that. You would do that because you wanted her. As we gotten older, right? And then as times have changed, I think that is becoming obsolete. Men are saying, well, I'm going to be doing things for me because I enjoy them, and I love that. I absolutely love that. And I think that's a key. That's a cue we took from women, right? That's a healthy thing. We can, men, to be fair, we can learn a lot by watching women, how they put they prioritize their happiness the same way you prioritize your purpose, right? But courting died because it wasn't necessary. If you, in order to win this race, you can go completely all out to the point that you may injure yourself for the next race. You'll win, or you can modulate your behavior and get the win on your own with a lot less effort. Finding out it required a lot less effort to get what you wanted from women was a big sort of revelation for a lot of men. When we look at the sort of the liberation, the women's liberation, when we look at the way it was sort of used to, the way it was expressed, like, you know, like to see the things, free the nipple. Like, where are the men arguing against that? Right? If you're saying it's your body and you're free to have sex with whomever you want, okay. Okay. Before, it used to be a sacred thing. I needed to do these things. I needed to become proper. I needed to sit here and wine and dine and woo you. I don't have to do that anymore. You've indicated to yourself why I don't have to do that. You've told me I don't have to do that. Your actions have shown me I haven't do that. And it's becoming difficult, right? To be fair, it becomes difficult to parse you out from a woman that says a virtuous woman and you standing next to each other. Sometimes you look alike. You do. So when women of virtue are saying, no, you have to do these things now, most men are saying, I'm not the guy of the past that would. They're a dying breed. They're out there, and those conversations probably need to be had with one another. That's why sometimes the recommendation, if you want a man, if you're saving yourself for marriage, you have to find someone that's also like-minded, maybe someone that's also in the church. Because dating in a wider market, most people are having sex before marriage. Just like she said, why would you do something if you didn't court me and then you suddenly find out I'm a psycho? What are you supposed to do? I've always been a psycho. So men aren't taking that time in order to get what they want, then turn around and find, oh, wow, you're like this. Men are just saying, I was just here for a short time. I was just here for a short time. Courting was when we knew we had to go the distance, where you had to be serious with you. We're all very unserious right now. So you want something, you want a serious thing from an unserious society in terms of dating. You're going to have to shift and you're going to have to look closer. I'm not telling you to become unserious yourself. If you want better from men, you want a better outcome, you want men to court you, one, you have to find those type of men that are still believe in that. Two, you have to be worthwhile courting. You have to be a woman of the past, quote unquote, of the past, that believed in those things. You have to look at their sort of mindset, their expectations when dating, their refusal to do things the new way. One of the subscribers on here, related to story, saying a guy came into the store, was very interested, and said, "You have to talk to my father. If you want to date, you have to talk to my father." Right? That probably, I would hope that stuck with him and say, "Wow, there are still women out there that believe and operate in this." To me, it's like, wow, it makes you like more enticing. Okay, this is traditional. Okay, I've got to do the things this way. I've got another friend who, yeah, she's waiting for marriage to have sex. Okay, yeah, might have to find someone in the church. It just so happens that the church is, I don't want to call them hypocrites, but church is full of sinners and people will all fall short in that sort of light. It's a tricky road, to navigate when you're trying to operate like that. But in general, I think courting has died long ago because the prize for the courtship no longer exists, or it exists in such a small amount that it's it's not viable for men to do these things. It's to to nerd out a little bit. It's the mating of Neanderthals that end up wiping them out. It's just gone, right? You just can't turn back time and create these things again. Even if a woman became virtuous and staunch and said, "These are the things that we require from all of you," it's probably not going to look like it did in the past. One, we don't have community like we had in the past. One, we don't have fathers in the houses like we had in the past. Courting is going to look different. It's going to form and take the shape that it must for the day. But on a tangential sort of note, if you want that courting to exist, you need structured families. You need structured families. It's very difficult to say that you need to talk to my father before you ask for my attention, before you call upon me, before you become a gentleman caller, a suitor, if there's no father in the house, right? If you don't even live with your father, I gotta go talk to your father who you have a loose relationship with about your hand, or am I talking to your mother? Because that's a different type of courtship. That's a different type of conversation. Depending on where she is mentally, how that is received, we know there's a lot of tension sometimes between single mothers and their daughters who are remarkably a lot like them. That's a topic for a whole nother video. And if you guys want to see something like that, let me know down in the comments. Or we could do a live where people can come in and chime up about their own personal experiences there. If you think I missed something, let me know. But again, if you listen to the sound of my voice right now at the end of the video, and before some of you click off to the next one, why don't you subscribe? Why haven't you subscribed, right? I don't want to pull in the data and say how many actually are, come back to the channel and don't subscribe. Come on, you're killing me, right? Guys, I'll see you in the next one.